Hello, Lisa Piper here. Today I want to talk just for a few minutes about how buying in bulk can really help reduce plastic. What a lot of people don't realize is that 45% of the landfill is filled with food packaging. So that includes to-go containers and things when you go out to eat, but it's really mainly food packaging. All the cookies and the different things that you're buying, the packaged nuts and seeds and flowers all come in those little packages, and that adds up really fast. So we're going to try to also show you how to get rid of plastic out of your kitchen by buying in bulk, which is also going to help your health. Plastic really is awful when it comes to health. It's a hormone disruptor, and plastic has a tendency to disrupt quite a few hormones in the body, and this is something that we don't need to mess with. It's also adding petroleum right into our food, which goes directly into our body. There's a lot of toxins in there, so we want to avoid it whenever we can. Not to mention how long it takes to break down plastic. I mean, just those really thin little plastic bags from the grocery store take like 1,000 years to break down if you just set them by themselves. So you can imagine a little bit thicker plastic, how much longer that takes, right? So this is another good reason to buy in bulk. So this is why shopping like this can really help reduce that plastic, reduce the landfill waste, reduce the toxins coming into your body, and you have a little more control over things. And also portions. You get exactly what you want. Now you're reducing waste. So how do we do that, right? Most stores will allow you to bring your own containers, including places like H-E-B, Kroger's, Randall's, all your big grocery stores, especially mom and pops, right? We, of course, do. We really encourage you to bring your own containers. And that can look like anything. So we have bags that we sell here that are organic cotton. And I prefer the organic cotton ones, or at least unbleached natural cotton if you're going to use that. Because again, we're talking about toxins right against the food, and you really want to avoid that. So really, these are great because they're washable. They can go right in the laundry, come back out, we're using them again. It's really nice to keep them healthy and safe. And I like the ones with double drawstrings so you can pull them tight. If I do use them, really big ones, sometimes I'll get a little masking tape to label what it is till I get it home and put it in my jar. So this is one option that you can do. And they come in so many different sizes, so you can get whatever it is that you want or need using those. You can also look at options like silicone reusable Ziplocs. You can find these also in different sizes in lots of different places. We happen to sell sets of them here. You want to make sure yours that you buy can go most of them can go into the oven up to 450 degrees. They can go in the freezer, they can go on the shelf, it doesn't matter, in your purse, whatever. But you want to make sure yours is oven safe before you're popping it in there, and make sure that yours is 100% silicone based, because there are some out there with petroleum in it, and that's not what you want. Again, we're avoiding that plastic, but these are really durable and thick, and they can handle a lot of stuff in there, including liquid. So you can put liquid in there. You can fill them. Most all of them have a pouch, so they'll stand on their own on the shelf when they're full. On a counter. But you do have to pinch it shut, and it won't stay completely when you go to put it in the oven, because this little guy will melt. It's not for the oven. This little guy is when you're putting liquid in it, or maybe just on the counter, and you want to keep something, dry goods from oxygenating. You have to slide these on, and when you first buy them, they're really hard to slide. The more you use them, the easier they are to slide on and off. But this is something that you just really have to play with. Like this one, I don't have my glasses on, so it's not going to happen. But you just slide it on and off. And again, this doesn't go in your oven when you're baking in these. But this is another way to get rid of all the Ziplocs out there and just reuse them over and over. The great thing is you can use a dry eraser on there, dry erase marker on there to label what it is, and then it comes right off. Just erase it. My favorite is glass. So this is what I use the most. And I do realize that, yeah, sometimes it breaks. It's an investment that I know I'm going to be replacing glass, and occasionally sometimes the contents. But it's worth it. It's still way less waste and so much better for you. This will last forever. So it's not going to be breaking down, not going to get holes in it. My bags aren't going to, break down and need to be replaced. This is going to last so much longer. In the long run, it has the potential to do that. And you'll find a lot of products that you buy. Maybe you buy a pasta sauce or some sort of mustard or something in it, and they'll come in glass jars, which you can find. Search for those because they're reusable. And now, of course, we're avoiding the plastic with our food, and you can put them right in your dishwasher, bring them back out. You can and reuse them over and over. So you can use a permanent Sharpie on these, and they'll wash right off and get put in the dishwasher. So that's what I like about those. What I use at my house the most are mason jars, and that's what we use here at the co-op for a lot of things, because there's basically only two sizes of lids. You've got your standard and your wide mouth, and they fit every size. So there'll be a standard and a wide mouth in quart-sized jars, pint-sized jars, little guys, and all the lids are interchangeable. So even if you do break a bottom or lose a lid, the lids are replaceable, and that's really nice. These come in all sorts of sizes. You find them from little to big, even bigger than the ones I showed you. So they're really convenient, and you can find them everywhere. I even will find them at estate sales, garage sales. I'll find mason jars, knowing that I can always replace the lids if they don't have lids with them. So that's really nice. Mason jars can go on your counter, in the cupboard, in the freezer, and also in the oven or microwave. They can handle a lot of heat, so I like that because they're made for canning, right? Putting on the stove top with water and boiling, they can handle the heat. So that's the other reason I like them, is they're really versatile. What we use here, of course, at the co-op for our items is mostly 1 gallon glass jars. And most 1 gallon glass jars out there, there's one company pretty much making two different bases, and there's two different jar lids. One is a screw top and the other is a lugged one. So those are kind of interchangeable no matter what company you find them from, for the most part. I have yet to find these locally anywhere. I've only found them online. At some point when we expand our store here, we will definitely be carrying these along with a bunch of other glassware because they are so hard to find. But this is what is going to help keep your food clean and also keep it from oxygenating and breaking down faster. This is the reason that we choose here at the co-op to use glass with lids instead of the bulk bins that are plastic that you see in the stores. Those don't seal shut all the way. People put their little hands in them. Now you've got cross-contamination going on, and it's kind of gross actually, and things break down and go stale much faster. Here, they screw on tight. We keep the air out of them, we keep hands out of them, and we can really keep cross-contamination happening. But at your house, your things are gonna stay longer, fresher. It's nice. You really want that. So this is another way that you can reduce waste. So we also have things that you can buy here at the co-op, and a few other places you can buy liquids. So we have maple syrup, we have things like jojoba oil and pumpkin seed oil and different things like this that you can also buy. And again, you can bring your own jar and fill them. And so it's very, very helpful. Another reason I like glass is that you can see in them, and we tend to be visual when it comes to our food and our usage. If we see it, we'll use it, right? And if it's in something we can't see, like a ceramic solid color or maybe a stainless steel container, which are other good options, you can't see what it is as much or how much of it you have. So when you're running low, then you don't really realize, oh, time to go to the store. So buying in bulk really requires a little shift in purchasing. If you buy something in a full case or something in a large amount, we're reducing the plastic greatly. You're gonna want smaller containers to put it in, to house it in when you get home. And if you're buying a full case of something, so you're shifting your budget a little bit of, okay, maybe this week you're buying nuts and seeds, and the next week you're buying your rice and grains, and the next week it may be your flours. So you kind of shift your budget how you're doing that, and eventually you'll end up saving quite a bit that way. But here you can come and get just the amount that you want right off of the shelf or in a bulk buying section at a store, and that way you're really reducing your waste. If you've got a cup of something that you need in a recipe and you know it's not something you work with a lot, why buy 2 pounds of it at the store, right? You can literally come and get just a cup, and then you're gonna save money. So this is just a few tips of ways that you can reduce plastic and how that really helps our planet, obviously, helps the landfills, and it also helps your health. So it also encourages you to do more whole food eating. When you see whole foods looking pretty staring at you all day long on your shelf, you'll use them and you'll really enjoy it. So these are just some tips that I hope really help you. I would love to have your ideas for how you do bulk shopping and what ideas and containers you're using. Please just comment below this YouTube video. I would love to see that. And if you like videos and tips like this, we encourage you to subscribe, share this, give us a like. We really appreciate that. Happy healing.